Good morning. Good morning. So it's my day off, and I turned off my main phone. This is my second phone. So anyway, let me tell you how. Let me tell you how I started to learn to knit. So I learned to knit when I was 40. I had a desire to learn. So I saw a lady on the train, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that." I just didn't know where to learn to do it. My mom is a crocheter, not a knitter. So I was like, I need to learn. And so what happened was I was at the library volunteering at my local library, and I used to play with the kids, have my son come, and we would play Uno, and I would gift them with Uno cards, right? So that's what we would do during like the time that they were there. They didn't really have an after school program. So I was like, you know what, let's do something that we could do and not be noisy, because we can't be noisy, they'll kick us out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I started that with the kids, and then this young lady noticed me that worked there. So she was like, oh, well, you know what, we got other programs in here. And she introduced me to the knitters and crocheting crew that used to be at my local library. So I went up there and I saw this lady knitting. She was knitting socks. I said, "Oh, I would love a pair." She said, "I could teach you how to do this." I was like, "Okay." So I came back the next week, and they gave me a pair of aluminum needles. I still have those needles today. I still have those needles. They're very long, and they're aluminum. So they're they literally could be used as a weapon. Being honest about that. So anyway, I went, and the teacher's name was Miss. Oh my God, Stella. I'm sorry, Miss Stella. I miss her so much. I don't know what happened, but the group disbanded. I guess during COVID. So anyway, I went, and I came back the following week, and she gave me a needle and some practice yarn, and she taught me how to. The first step is to cast on. So, actually, Miss Jeanette taught me. I'm gonna be honest, but I forgot. Miss Jeanette. First, Miss Jeanette. Miss Jeanette is a left-handed knitter, so she uses her left hand. I'm a right-handed knitter. So she was trying to teach me how to cast on, and she did certain styles. I couldn't catch it, so she did this thing called the American cast on, where you take both the needles and you cast on with them. So I was like, okay, I got it. Then she taught me how to knit, which is the first step. After, well, casting on, and then come back, and once you cast on, you learn to do a knit stitch. I did it with the same practice yarn. I think I still had a piece somewhere around here. Then the next time I practiced all week, or until I met with them again. They met on Fridays. So I practiced until Friday, and I was doing something wrong, but it's okay. She sent me to Miss Stella. Miss Stella was the one that actually like got in me. Stella was very hard. And I like that, because people that are perfectionists are honest. They're honest. I don't care what nobody says, they're honest. They say what's on their mind. And she was like in her 70s. So of course she's older. She's gonna say what she gotta say. So anyway, what happened was, so I'm learning on these big old needles, and then Miss Jeanette asked me to do I want to learn on a different pair of needles. I said, okay, fine. So I set out to buy my first needle, and it was D's. It was D's. So it was a cable, which you see right here, It was attached to the needle. So I bought a size, I think it was a size 7. And she taught me on a size 7. So me and my smart behind, I still had the big needles though. So I had to learn on those first, and then she transferred me over to these. So she was like, okay, now learn the purl. Got the knit stitch down, learn the purl. Okay, fine. I'm learning the purl. So now I'm doing purls, knitting, knit stitch, and a purl stitch. Only 2 stitches. So I'm doing them back and forth, back and forth. And then I take my crazy butt because I'm hearing all of them talk about yarn stores and this, that, and the third. So there was a yarn sale out in Queens. I forget the name of the place. I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't even seen an email from them in a minute. So there was this place out in Woodhaven, on Woodhaven Avenue. They had a little spot that they had, and they would come and they would open up the spot once a month. And anyway, I went there and I bought some yarn. Not knowing what the hell I was doing, but I bought the yarn anyway. So I was like, okay, cool. I buy this yarn. And one of the yarns were wool. It was an itchy, scratchy wool. So I bought a couple of skeins of that. And then I bought something else. But I forgot what it was. But it was something. It was pretty. But I didn't use that. I ended up giving it away. So anyway, I did all that. And then I proceeded to make a scarf with this wool yarn, the itchy wool yarn, for the young lady that introduced me to the crew. Now, I'm not knowing. I'm just like, happy to be able to do something. So I was like, okay, let me just make her a scarf. Because I didn't know how to make hats or anything else. I just knew how to make like a straight line, go up, just keep on going up. So I make this scarf for her, and it literally, the yarn tore up my fingers. Like, I mean, I had cuts because it was such an itchy wool yarn. I forgot the name of it, but it was itchy. So anyway, I'm over here and I'm doing it, right? So I was 40 at the time. I'm 54 now. So, I've been knitting for 14 years. 14 years. I still do basic stitches. I haven't really taken my knitting seriously. I should, but I don't know. I just don't have. I don't want to learn, and I really do need to. I do. Certain things I just don't find exciting about knitting. Like, slip, knit. Who wants to do that? No. I don't like to sew, so I try to make everything in one piece. I don't like to sew. I'm not a good sewer, so it might come out crooked, so I don't like to sew. Um, then, like that same year, I wanted to learn to crochet because I was like, blankets take too long to do with knitted, so I'll do them crocheted. My mom's been crocheting her whole life, like I said. And she tried to teach me, but I was not interested in it in that time. She was giving me rugs and hooks. So those little pieces of yarn, and you take the thing and you put it through that's what she was trying to teach me. Like, I would do it, but it wasn't really that much interest in it. After a while, it just became boring. Then you find, you get to be a teenager, you find other things to do. But at 40, I wanted to learn to crochet. And I knew how to read a pattern because I've been hanging around these women. And I knew how to read a pattern for crochet, but I didn't know how to crochet. And I've been watching them do it and watching them do it. And then one day, another Miss Janet, she was a teacher. She's a teacher out. I always wonder what happened to all these ladies, right? Because I haven't seen them in a few years. So she was trying to teach me because I was going to school for math and I was going to school for my GED. and she was trying to teach me math and basic math, and then she was teaching me crochet because I was like, I want to learn, I want to learn. So I was doing the stitch the way I can do it. Now I hold my needle a certain way, a weird way. I do. I hold my needle a weird way, but it is what it is. I do. I hold my needle weird. I crochet weirdly. I find myself crocheting weirdly when I cast on. When I cast on my stitches, I crochet weird. Um. So anyway, I learned how to make a hat, and she was teaching me. It just wasn't. She didn't like the way I was doing it, but the way I was doing it was my way. I was comfortable with it. But she wanted me to learn a specific way, and I was like, I'm comfortable doing it this way. It was my cast on that was making her crazy. So I went to learn how to do all of this online. I said, okay, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna teach myself how to crochet. So I went online and I saw this guy by the name of Mikey. And he's from Crochet Crowd. If you in the community, then you'll know who I'm talking about. If you're not in the community, then you don't understand what I'm saying at all. So anyway, I did everything that I could, and I learned. I still have the pieces that I've made. I made a hat. I made a 3D rose. I still have all the pieces that I made in my crochet box. Like I have two big bins in my big closet full of yarn and things of that nature. I'm so embarrassed, but it is what it is. Anywho, I did that, and now, years later, I'm still knitting and crocheting. Right now, I'm knitting, and I'm making this for a friend of mine, and I'm like, can you see the shoe color now? Kind of. Not really. It's still light. Anyway, so what happened was, I did it. I went over the time. But anyway, I'll just put this on my YouTube channel. This is going on my YouTube. So I learned how to knit from the library. That's how I learned to knit. I taught myself how to crochet through YouTube videos. So now I can crochet and knit at the same time. Those are my hobbies, though. That's my hobby. One of my greatest hobbies is crocheting and knitting. My other hobby is roller skating. Like, that's my fun thing to do. Roller skate. I love roller skating. I can't wait for the summer or like the real spring to get here, because this is almost fall here in New York. It's so damn cold. And I'm like, please hurry up. I need to be able to break out my skates. My ankle is getting a little bit better. I still have to use my Aspercreme because it's not, I don't know, my ankle is alright, but it ain't alright. So I'm still walking kind of crazy and looking funny when I walk. So I use Aspercreme to numb the pain, my foot. And that's basically all I can do. Because I got some kind of arthritis going on. And the bones are getting old, I guess. I don't understand. My feet bone is getting old. So that's basically what's happening. But yeah, I'm just home today. It's my day off. And yes, I'm not going to work. I don't care who calls out. That's your problem, not mine. Give me the time and I'll be there. That's how that's going to work out. If you don't put me on a schedule, then I will not be there. I'm not picking up hours. I refuse. Oh, not me. Okay. So I'm waiting for packages. I am waiting for packages. if if it gets warmer and I get my package, I might just go outside, throw on my skates, and go to the park, do a lap or two, and then get off my skates and go home. If I can get out before the daylight leaves. So anyway, that's all. It is what it is. I hope y'all have a good day. Enjoy. Later.